Hello everyone, today I'm working on this C30-7 and I made some foam for my box, but what I'm working on is Nitro Fumes 2012. One of my subscribers told me that if you have a broken gearbox on one of these, you can use an SD9 or SD7 for a replacement. So we're going to test that theory. So this is my donor engine. I already took the motor for it for another engine, but the gearboxes and the trucks are in good shape. So that's going to be my donor. And this little guy has the same problem where my truck just keeps falling off. Except it's a different gearbox than the SD40, which means that I have to find parts in a different place. So we're going to find out if this works today. Also, there's two different generations of these. One generation has no gearbox in the end and the pilot's full. The other generation, which is older, has a box for the rapido coupler coming out of the truck. So a lot of people, what they end up doing is they'll cut off the coupler bucket and they will get a very nice KD conversion kit for this. So I'm going to get to work on my C30-7. The shell removal, you can do it with the box. I've already cleaned and lubricated this before. Also a U30C, it's the same drive exactly. So if it works for this, it will work for the U30C. So I'm gonna take out the, you can see the tooth that's broken here. This tooth is broken. That keeps it from running properly. I'm probably gonna keep this in my parts drawer. The wheels and the wheels and the idler gears, everything's really good. So I'm gonna be keeping this. And then I'll get the gearbox from the SD9. Now you see on my SD9 trucks, you can see right here where the coupler box was, and somebody just cut it off to convert the engine to micro trains. So I'm going to take that apart too, and then we'll find out if the U30C can run with this. I'm going to keep the pickup strip from the U30C. But according to Nitro Fumes 2012, the gearbox should be the same and should work. And the wheels are also the same. So that should work. So I'm going to bring my two contact strips. They have little pins here. These little pins hold the contact strip together. So make sure your wheels are in the end caps. So far it's looking good. Yeah, looking real good. So all that's left to do is put the side frames on. Now the side frame is not the correct color. Actually, it feels right. Yeah, so far so good. And now I'm going to put this back in the drive system. So far so good. So the coupler bucket goes towards the outside, of course. So I'm just going to untighten my screws. So I untighten both screws just to give me enough slack to get in there. And I don't have to take the whole engine apart. Just have to get enough slack to get in there. That actually feels really good. The true test will be running it on its track. But it actually feels good. So what do you say we go find out what it's like on the track? One thing I noticed, although I think this gearbox is gonna work, the gearbox is backward. The gears should be opposite this one. They should be on the bottom side of the truck. You see? So even though the SD9 gearbox will work on the U30C because the trucks are very symmetrical, it will not work on the SD9 or SD7 because it's actually upside down. So it can't go in here. There's a long part and a short part. See, the truck can't go like this. It won't fit in there. And it can't go like this either because the end of the side frame interferes with the steps and the coupler. So I'll still go want to see if the U30C runs fine, but for the SD9s and SD7 it's a disaster. It just won't fit back. This is the way it should look. One truck, the gear should be on the top side and the other should be on the opposite side. So this little green guy here has the same problem. So we'll be fixing that. So with the SD9 gearbox, they're both on the bottom. So let's go see how it runs. Well, it turns out it runs fine. It's about as noisy as it was before. So I feel good about this. Okay, so since I had two good U30C gearboxes, one of each was broken, and two good SD9 gearboxes, this locomotive ended up with the two U30C good boxes, and this unit ended up with the two SD9 gearboxes. But can you spot the difference? The gears are on the opposite side of the trucks, but I tested them and they both run fine. So this was a good idea, although the SD9 is ruined, that the donor engine will never come back. So the shells go back on. Also, you know what, before I put the shell back on the other unit, I'm going to switch out these rapidos for some, actually we'll get the micro trains from the SD9 as well. So I'm going to put one coupler on for you. Everybody seems interested in couplers. I've done it before with the shell on, but I found that to be just a little bit tougher, where I find it's not worth it. I just as soon take the shell out and then I have more room to work. Try to get some light so you can see. So that was easy. So now I can put the shell back on. And now it's time to run some trains. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. I certainly had fun making it for you. See you soon.